Good evening and welcome to the Baker Chamber of Commerce edition of Baker Forward. I'm your host, Bert Carson. The Baker Chamber of Commerce edition of this show will focus on businesses here in the city of Baker and just kind of look at a little behind the scenes kind of action that we can see what these businesses do. We'll also let you know about different happenings that are going on here in the city of Baker. And to start with, my first guest is the president of the Baker Chamber of Commerce, Duane Jordan. Duane, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Duane, how long have you been the president, or how many times have you been the president of the Baker Chamber?
Right now, I'm in my this is my third term as president. I was president in 1999. I was also president in 2005. And I must say that the Chamber of Commerce is a voluntary organization of businesses.
Right.
So those 3 years are all voluntary work.
Well, just to let the folks at home know a little bit about the Chamber, tell us a little bit of the history of the Baker Chamber of Commerce. I know it's been around for a while, and I'm sure people see the little building close to the City Hall and wonder just, what the Chamber's doing and what they're there for. So tell us a little history.
Well, the Baker Chamber was founded in 1973, and it's been progressing since 1973. The building that the Baker Chamber is housed right now is one of the oldest buildings in Baker. It was originally the first schoolhouse in Baker, and it was supposed to be demolished at one time, but through some of the civic workers at City Hall and the Chamber of Commerce, we were able to enter into a contract to save this building, move it onto city property, renovate it, and now it's used as the Chamber building.
Very good. Okay. And I know the Chamber building is, like we said, is sitting close to City Hall, and it's actually sitting, I think, on a little 5-acre lot. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And y'all are in partners with some different organizations and all that have done some stuff on that land as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
First of all, it was a business proposition between, at that time, which was the Hancock Bank, which was able to put up some to help us to get funding. So we entered into an agreement where we would, I think we would, after the initial renovations were paid for, this building would be leased to the Chamber of Commerce for a sum of $1 a year in the initial agreement. And I think that agreement has been updated, and I'm not sure what it is right now.
Okay. But y'all also have some other things happening right there close to the Chamber with the walking path and the playground.
That was the walking path at Baker is widely used. It was first started with the donation from the Rosie Dawn Foundation and the Rotary International Foundation. Most of those funds were to put in the playground activities came from those two organizations. And it was constructed by work done by the local Rotary chapters of Baker and Baton Rouge. It's widely used. A lot of people, the daycare centers bring their kids over for the activities. And we also have workout stations all around the work path that have been recently updated, and they are handicap equipped right now, so there are some workout activities for the handicap on that walking path.
Well, and I know being right there probably close to the Council on Aging, it probably helps them out as well, allows some of that, the elderly to do some of those little workouts as well. It's
open to the public, and it's used by different organizations as well as the Council on Aging, and that's why the new workstations were replaced the old one, and they made them handicap so that they could be used by the handicap as well.
Well, Duane, let's talk a little bit about what the Chamber does. I know that they're involved in economic development and have different seminars and things like that. What is it that the Chamber is doing that you want to let the people know that what your role is here in the city of Baker?
Right now, we're working on improving the businesses that we have and bringing in new businesses. We want to be the catalyst that helps our businesses grow. We bring in new business. We work with the new businesses. We recommend customers. You would be surprised how many people actually come to the chamber office every day to find out. New people want to know, where can I buy new cars, new tires for my car? What's the best places to eat? And these are some of the little things that we do.
Right.
We also, every year we have our annual crawfish ball in the spring. It's open to the public, and we have a big crawfish ball, and it's right there at the chamber office, right there in the park. We do a Christmas parade every year. Our Christmas parade this year is December 8th. We participate in the Baker Buffalo Festival, and we have worked with the city officials as well as the fire and police department in providing activities throughout the city of Baker. We have our annual meetings. Every month we meet, and then we try to have every quarter a business meeting, either a breakfast or a late evening meeting where we invite the public to come in and meet the new businesses. Our biggest thing is to try to introduce our businesses to each other as well as to the public and the community. Because we feel like a good, healthy community is going to help provide us with good, healthy businesses.
Well, it sounds like the Chamber's got a lot going, and Duane, we got like a minute left. Just real quick, just to let you folks know, Duane is also an Allstate agent. Now, how long you been an Allstate agent, Duane?
In 2013, I entered my 25th year as an Allstate agent in the same location on Levy Lane in Baker.
Very good. Well, Duane will obviously be on the show again. We'll be talking about his business more, but I just kind of wanted to give him a little plug there to let people know that if you have insurance needs or whatever, Duane's right there on Levy Lane. So it's always good to have somebody local to do that. So we'll be right back in just a minute with our next guest talking about Billeann's Flowers and Gifts.
Baton Rouge is a special place to live, and we have specific needs that need to be shared. WLFT wants to give you a chance to host your own TV show. Maybe you sell homes or motorcycles, or maybe you're a mechanic with knowledge to share. WLFT can create cool graphics and design a show just for you. Calling all ministers, civic groups, doctors, and lawyers, you can have your own TV show now. TV shows can cost over $50,000 an episode. For a limited time, WLFT is offering local businesses your own TV show for as little as $500 per episode, including production. If you need a show or a commercial, call us now or email us at myownshow@WLFT.com. Send us your idea and you can join me on Me TV.
And welcome back to the show. If you're tuning back in, do not adjust your set because the set is a little bit different now. And the reason for that is we're going to be talking about Billeann's Flowers and Gifts. And on the set is some examples that they have here. And joining me now is Billeann Riddle, the person who started Billeann's Flowers and Gifts, and Debbie Celestin, who is now the current owner of Billeann's. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Well, thank you, Bert.
Billeann's Flowers and Gifts has been around how long, Billeann?
Would you believe 50 years? I started Billeann's Flowers and Gifts in 1962 with permission from neighbors to open a business in my house. And we started off small, and then we just got bigger and bigger. It was kind of like one of those card houses. You add a little bit here and a little bit there, and I always thought, what's going to happen if it collapses like those card houses that we used to make? But anyway, I love being there. It was wonderful.
Well, I know that anytime I've ever visited there, I would say it was organized chaos going on. But
It was.
I know y'all know what y'all were doing. But I mean, what are some of the things you've seen? I mean, over the span of 50 years of doing business in Baker. What
Well,
things have you
in the
seen?
floral business, I have seen a tremendous culture shift. When I first started, if there was a funeral in Baker, listen to this, everybody would send a $5 spray. And
That's not the price today?
no, I'm afraid not. Anyway, everybody would send their love in a $5 spray, and you could get an easel for $7.50. But anyway, we just kept the economy. I mean, it's all relative. It just we had to go up as prices did, but it was all wonderful. And the beauty of it, with my shopping house together, there was no restaurant in Baker, so people would just stop by and get coffee. And we always had lunch at 12 o'clock, and it just so happened that salespeople and customers would just show up at 12. But anyway, we were very successful. And Debbie worked with me for 10 years and was so talented. And our thinking was alike because we liked things that were different. And then there did come a time when I felt like after 43 years, maybe I would like to retire. So Debbie,
I find that hard to believe.
well, I retired from the flower business, but not community and church.
Right.
So people look at me and say, how can you be as busy as you are? And particularly my husband, he'll say, and which meeting are you going to today?
Right.
But
Well, that's what I was going to say, Billy. I mean, you've been around for a while. obviously.
yes.
And, you know, what would you say is the biggest thing that you've seen change in the city of Baker? Not just in the floral business, but the biggest change in the city of Baker? Besides now that we have telephones and cars, but you know, what else have you seen change?
Well, Baker is sort of in the middle, and I keep preaching that we're a wonderful community for young people and seniors. And smaller homes that we have that are for sale. But we have everything that a young family would need or seniors would need. And we need to do more walking, and we have a lot of things that are within distance. If you need to go get a loaf of bread, you could go 2 blocks
Right.
and pick up the bread. You could go 2 blocks and go to the flower shop.
Right.
And then they have everything. They have clothing and all that. And I think it's kind of nice that we stayed small. But now we would not keep anybody from coming in.
Right. Well, and you hit upon it a little bit about the lunch, and I know your business has kind of been a little center hub, you know, throughout the years that people would come there for lunch or for meetings or
Well,
get whatever kind of little organization going again or started.
Yeah, yeah. And some of the, like, I won't mention names, but some of the fast food places in Baker are wonderful about letting people come and just drink their coffee and have a little community meeting.
Right.
I've heard of that going on, which
Right.
I think is
Well, that's
tremendous.
good. You kind of started that trend.
Yeah.
Now, Debbie, she said you worked with her for 10 years, and what made you want to take over for Billeann?
I think my husband's mother and father were both florists, and I really respected them and the type of people they were. And my husband wanted some kind of a business. He talked about a restaurant. And I don't want to work in a restaurant, and I enjoy doing flowers, and it's just something that's easy, and it just comes naturally to me. And we decided that we would take over the business, and now taken a big step and moved out on Main Street, and it seems to be working out really well for us.
Right. Well, how did you feel? I mean, right now I want to talk a little bit about the history. How did you feel of that cozy environment inside of Billeann's house when you were working for her?
Most of the people that I worked with at Billeann's we were friends. We weren't just co-workers, you know. Mm-hmm. We got to know each other, and one of the people who worked there had been a friend of my husband's for a long time, so he helped me learn how to make some of the things that I'd never done before, like a standing spray. You know, you walk up to it and you think, well, I can just do this. Well, no, you can't, because you're gonna cut the flower too short, and it's not gonna be right. So you have to learn how to do all that, and everybody was helpful. It was a good environment.
So Billeann, how do you grade her? How do you feel she's doing so far?
Oh, I think she's doing great, but I had to laugh when she said it was easy, but it was easy, the design part and liking it, but let me tell you, flower shop business is tough. You've got big boxes you got to unpack, you've got a lot of plants that you have to take out or bring in and water. And but I tell you what, it really has advantages because it builds your muscles and you're working out every day. So that's a real, now I have to go out and I have to go to the Y and work out. So.
Well, good. I'm glad that you're still involved and around, and you know that you've chosen the right person to continue the business. And we're going to be back in just a minute, and we're going to continue to talk to Debbie, and she may have a few tips and tricks for you with this holiday season on the way. We'll be right back.
Promoting your business in these competitive times can be tough. You need to use everything possible to stand out in the crowd. Your vehicle is an asset most companies overlook when advertising. Now you can promote just like major companies by wrapping your vehicle with eye-catching graphics. Frogskin Graphics wraps boats, cars, trucks, and buildings. No job too large or small. Full-color banners, window graphics, and signs designed, printed, and installed by professionals. 683-9595.
And welcome back to the show. We're continuing to talk about Billeann's Flowers and Gifts, and with me still is Debbie Celestin, who is now the new owner of Billeann's Flowers and Gifts. And Debbie, we talked a little bit in the last segment about the history of Billeann's, and now you've taken over the reins and you know, taking care of the business now that Billeann has retired, as she says. I understand y'all moved to a different location now. You've taken she had the little cozy, you know, in her house, but now y'all taking it out of the house, and where have y'all moved to?
We moved out on Main Street. It's 814 Main Street. It's really different from being in the house. I think I can show more of my abilities and what I can do because I have a large showroom area where everybody that had been to the shop before at the house, they were like, well, did you have this at the shop on Harrison Street? And we did. It was just that the display area wasn't as open and there wasn't as much lighting and stuff. Right. So it's made a big difference in how I work and operate, and it's just easier for people to see what you have and what you can do being there.
Now, obviously, we have the holidays coming up, and I'm sure that's a big time for y'all. What are some tips and tricks or helpful hints that you can give to people if they're interested in doing something with flowers for the holidays?
Okay, if you receive a poinsettia for a gift, the easiest way to water and take care of a poinsettia plant. If it's a 6-inch pot, then you need to put 4 ice cubes a day, and that will keep it watered and they last a lot longer. If you get a 10-inch, you need to put 8 pieces of ice in it a day. And that is something that the man that I buy my plants from told me, and it really works well.
What about if they get some roses or flowers or something besides poinsettias?
Okay. If you get roses, you need to. Main thing I want to say is I've seen this a lot. Whenever people get flowers, they don't add any water to them. They'll let the vase, and then the flowers drink. So you have to add water to them daily. And if you'll take your roses out, say about the 3rd day after you get them, you can pick them up, just lift them straight up out of the water, have some water fixed up with either aspirin or sugar in it, and snip off about 1 inch of all the stems and just set it back down into the clean water. Then the roses will last you 3 or 4 more days longer than they would have if you don't change the water.
Okay. Now, what you're at the new location, and we're getting close to the Christmas holidays. Christmas is almost upon us. When's the last time somebody can call you if they all of a sudden have a last-minute gift they need to get out? Or I also assume y'all can probably get flowers to anywhere in the United States.
Yes, if you're going to be calling something out of town, I would suggest that you don't let it come up to the Christmas Eve to call, because by that time the people at the shops are running out of things, so you really aren't going to be able to get what you want. But if you're local and in town, we can deliver up to 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve.
Wow, okay. And I think also you have some Christmas ornaments that you've been
Correct, right.
doing?
We are doing the mesh, and I did one for the Saints that has the Saints Christmas ornaments on it, and it also has the swag that you put around the door. And we also did one for LSU, and I have one for Southern. I have done 2 different designs for Southern. One has I can't remember what the thing is, the little flag thing, and then the other one I have little teddy bears that have the Southern sweaters, and we also have LSU ornaments in the shop.
Okay. Tell them again where you're located, phone number, hours of operation, all that good stuff.
We're open from 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. We're open from 9 to 2 on Saturdays. And our phone number is 775-1537, or you can just dial Florist. If you dial Florist, it comes to the shop. And we're at 814 Main Street in Baker.
And again, for people who want locally, you're actually going to be delivering until 5 o'clock Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Wow.
We do.
Okay. Well, you can't beat that. So hopefully folks give Billeann's Flowers and Gifts a call, and they can take care of your last-minute Christmas shopping if all of a sudden you find it's Christmas Eve and you forgot about someone. I want to thank my guests for being here. The Chamber of Commerce is obviously a place that we want people to, call us if they have a need, if there's some reasons that, you need something in the town, and we want you to shop local and shop Baker first. Until next time, take care and God bless.